HO scale yard action. Take 3. I got several trains I'm trying to move in and out of the yard. Well, there's more than 6 of them. My cab only handles 6, so I'm going to have to clear a few off the cab. But anyway, I thought the easiest one, the first one, would be to move some freight cars over to my food processing plant. It's going to back the freight cars onto the service track here. I have a 4-track coming into the yard, 2 main lines, a short line, and a service track for the industries. So I'm going to back that train to the food processing plant that isn't really done yet. So let me try that. And this has a track cleaning car on it because I'm having issues. I watched a video about not cleaning your track ever and using some kind of a grease. But what if you are picking up dust from the air? We walk through this basement all the time to get down to our cellar, and there's always stuff in the air. We don't have a good air filtration system. So I'm going to be pausing this, and I'm going to go to the other end. All right, this is a part of my layout that I haven't shown a lot. This is my food processing plant. It's half done. I use quarter-inch underlayment, get that right. So what you do is you sand it after you paint it, and then you paint it again until you get the wood grain out. But these have got vegetable oil cars coming in. Let me slow it down a little bit. And to make it simple, I just put the cars in the building, and they load them inside. And then on the other track, I'm going to put some covered hoppers. I got to pause. All right, I'm backing the vegetable oil cars into the building. And I'm going to unhook them, and then I'm going to switch the tracks over there and put the grain cars here. And then there's another transfer freight station there, but I'm not going there today. All right, now I'm pushing the covered hoppers back. There's 2 tracks here. So I'll fill one track, then I'll push the train back the other way. On the other track. Pause. All right, I got the rest of the covered hoppers. I'm getting this out of the way so I can concentrate on other trains. And I'm going to leave this loco here. I got the track clean car on there. I haven't been here in a while. You get dust. Okay, pause. Okay, just to show you, that intermodal train, that CSX, can't leave until this CP grain train gets out of the way, because that track, my service track for the industries, comes onto the short line track right here. Okay. All right, I feel confident that I can start moving some trains. This is the Montana Rail Link SD45-2, number 310. So it's going to come down the branch line. And there's 6363. They really can't come into the yard until they'll be coming into the end of the yard, and they'll have to back in. So you'd make a decision on what you want to come into the yard first. And I'll go ahead, I'll let that one come in. I gotta make sure the turnout's right, and it's probably not. No, it's not right, because I figured on that Montana Rail Link coming in. So anyway, this one's gonna come in, it's gonna back into the yard so it can park there and get out of the way. And then we're gonna send the CP grain train down on that track, get that out of the way. And then as soon as I get this CP grain train out of the way, the CSX intermodal train could head out. Okay, so we're gonna pause again. All right, I don't have this Dakota, the ditch lights are on with the headlight, and I can't turn them off. But normally they wouldn't run through the yard with ditch lights on. This is a short train because this Had too many auto racks. I didn't have room for it down at the automotive plant. Check these. Years ago, I had a video on just a train video, and somebody asked why my trains are running so slow. Well, it's because the faster they run, the faster I gotta make sure things are right, and you're more likely to have an accident. So, and it's basically a yard anyway, so trains don't go that fast coming into the yard or going through the yard. So we're coming as soon as they get the back end of the train here, which is going to go down where that BN train took those freight cars. There's room there. I'm going to back it in, so I'm going to pause again. All right, I'm backing up now. I'm going to put that in the yard. And here's another train that's ready to leave, but they can't leave until the Sioux line or the CP gets out of the way. And my Montana Rail Link is coming across my bridge. Whoops, I have a problem. Something shorted out somewhere. All right, I had one loco. I think it's going a little faster than the others. It creeped over the turnout, and that shorted out the system. So like I said, I'm coming across the bridge. This is a slow speed bridge, 20 miles per hour is the max. Coming around the mountain. It's not done yet. I don't have any signals on my layout, but they're gonna get a red signal right here, and they won't be able to go any further. And this one is about in the yard, so I can go ahead and stop that one. So I'm done with that one. I'm gonna pause. All right, I've got the CP moving. They've got a green light to pull ahead, and they will have to stop here because I'm going to get this. It's not a very long train, but maybe I won't even be able to stop there. So this is coming in. Well, this is not going to come. They're going to get a red light here. You got to remember what you're doing. They're getting a red light here. That turnout is set for the CP to go down onto that track. So I got to get back to my cab. I don't have a wireless. I got to stop that Montana Rail Link. Yeah, went too far. All right. CP is going to go through here and get on the short line. All right, I'm going to pause. All right, that CP's behind schedule. So they've gotten a green light all the way through the yard. They're doing 30 miles per hour or 30 on my speed for my cab. So they'll be coming down through here. And again, hopefully everything is set. And then after this one, I'll bring the Montana Rail Link up to here. And then I'm going to hook up the Intermodal and get that out of the yard because that's a high priority. And the Montana Rail Link has to wait. So here we are, bringing the CP grain train through the yard. I'm going to dim the lights on the Montana Rail Link because another train is coming. I don't have the ditch lights on the Sioux because they don't use those while they're in the yard. All right, turn on the ditch lights, and they are leaving the yard. And I know all my tracks end up at the same, or go through the same location down here on my lower level, but there's not much I can do about it. This gives the layout the appearance that they come from different locations, but even though they all end up going to the same place down on the bottom where all my tracks are. And then they end up going, if you haven't seen my other videos, they end up going down to the lower yard. And then the short line, the reason why it's called the short line is because it bypasses going around to my center industrial area. It goes basically this way around to the lower yard. So that's why that's called the short line. So let me, there's the end of that train. Let me pause. All right, the CP train is clear. And the Montana Rail Link come get a little closer to the yard. A little faster than normal. I'm kind of in a hurry. It's trouble doing a video. Whoop. By doing that, all right, having a little difficulty. Track isn't clean enough. And then the CSX has got permission to go ahead and hook up to the rest of the train, and they're going to be leaving. Two trains at once. To get to my recall, get the other one stopped in time. Headlight off, and I get this one going. I put something between the rails to keep that freight from rolling downhill. So they've gotten a go-ahead to move, to leave. There they go. Big train, it takes a while to move. So they're going to be leaving. This intermodal is completely on the wrong track to enter here. So basically they're just going through the yard. Check this turnout. Okay, so this one is leaving, and then this one's got permission to leave after the intermodal leaves. So, and what happened? Let me pause. All right, I had another loco go over the intersection and come off track. So this is leaving. And like I said, this train will be able to connect to the rest of the freight, and they're going to leave after this one leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and pause. And the Montana Rail Link got permission to get a little closer. I must have dirty wheels on this one. So they're moving closer to the other end of the yard. The intermodal, the CSX-led intermodal, is leaving. And this one, I could start building this one. Let's start moving that one, because I have a track. See, I have a track right here. This track does connect to that one over there where I showed you on the other side of my my food processing plant. So I can go ahead and move that. So I'm going to pause. All right, moving 814. Check my turnouts. And they'll be coming. I'll have to reset that turnout over there. I'm going to stop that CSX. Whoa, didn't get to it in time. I got to back up. Okay. So let's get back to this one here. Oh, I just put a plow on this C30-7 and it doesn't work very good because it's uncoupling. I got to get some different Katie's. So I'm going to pause and we'll move this around. See what happened? I was busy with this train and I forgot to stop the Montana Rail Link because they were supposed to go over right here. They were supposed to switch over to the yard track, and it's a good thing that turnout wasn't set for that because there is this other train. So you make mistakes, especially when you're trying to do a video and you're running several trains at once. This is already 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. It takes a long time to upload these videos with a slow internet in the United States. Get this train back, this Montana Rail Link. They were supposed to stop here, and I wasn't paying attention. All right, now back to 814, and what I had to do is I moved the C30-7 to the back because I just recently put a plow on that, and it's uncoupling the locos next to it. All right, we'll try this now. This video is almost done. I'm going to hook up some more freight on this train and I call it a video. This one here has ditch lights for it when it leaves the yard. I'll have to show you. It's got a beacon on the top. It's got a headlight and it's got ditch lights. All right, we'll it didn't couple. All right, get this moving. I'll show you. Can't flash them, but it has ditch lights, the beacon's on 3, so it does both the yard and local industries. So let me pause. All right, real quick, this train is a Smith train, got covered hoppers for Smiths, and they are coming up the short line, and they've got to stop. We'll stop right here for that because we don't want to get in the way of all that. Got dirty track. Well, anyway, pause. That train's coming up. This train's going to be leaving. Let me get that one ready. You know, by now, this crew of this Montana Rail Link, they're getting really irritated. People who work for railroad, they like to stay moving. They don't like it when they have to stay stationary. But they have to wait for this intermodal to come through. And that's going to come right straight through the yard. And here comes that Schmidt train coming up the short line. So I'm going to be stopping that train here. And then there was another train that I wanted to move down there. I was going to bring that up towards the other end of the yard. Well, we'll see. And I was going to park it over on the other side of the yard over here. So let me get that one. All right. It's just a 15-minute video already. I didn't really intend on it being that long. Whoops, pause. I got something off. Well, whatever it was, it went back on. So this train here is going to come up around the mountain hill, whatever you want to call it. They're going to end up in the yard. I got something off. Train's playing games with me. Whatever it is that went back on, I lost the headlights on this. So I got to stop this one. Before it gets at the end of the yard, because that other train's going to come through. All right, let's pause. I'm not going to lie. Half the problems I have down here is operator error. And what was shorting out was I forgot about this train, or I didn't check it in time. It had already come up here, and because this turnout was set this way, it shorted up, was up against these freight cars. So that was shorting out the system off and on. And while I was getting that train back on track, this train here, because I didn't get over here to do these turnouts, this was supposed to go through here onto the back wall there, and it was going to end up back here where I was going to park it. And then after that train went through, this intermodal train had a green light to continue on that track. So that's it. You know, it could spend all day doing this stuff. That's how busy it is. And real railroads are that busy, but they have more help. I'm just doing this by myself. Okay? Thank you.